SGC here, and we are back for the final impression for Mindhunter Season 1. Holy smokes! 10 episodes, awesome. Fincher directs the first 2 and the last 2. Sets the tone for the rest of the series. Great, great stuff. And seriously, if you were expecting like Hannibal stuff, nope. It's more like Master of Sex, where they just talk about discovering and really analyzing this new terminology, new concept. Master of Sex about sex, Mindhunters about serial killers. So first off, as a whole season, it was great. I really love the chemistry between the cast and the killers that they got, the actors they got. Holy smokes. Cameron Britton as Edmund Kemper. Wow, that second episode chills, and the last episode also chills. Just so much foreboding and just menace and just like, ooh, shakes. Because it's just, you really get into it with the whole narrative of just these guys are crazy killers. And I love how they sort of set that up. They don't show you flashbacks of what they did, but rather it's snippets here and there from evidence photos taken at the scene of crime, at the crime of the scene, and just them talking about it. And I loved how it's just set up that way. We don't need a reenactment, because rather we're just hearing this and we build it in our own heads. And I think that creates a crazier version of what actually happened, or not. But from granted, I haven't looked into the actual real life cases, but I have friends who watched the series and actually knew about the Kemper case as it happened, and they're like, holy smokes, that guy is literally Kemper. And that's crazy. Also, the other guys are pretty crazy. Happy Anderson and Jack Erdie playing Jerry Brudos and Richard Specht. Both were great. Different, really great. I mean, they're different, and I love how they foiled and contrast the killers. Different kind of killers. And yeah, just like finding out what made them do it and how they felt was very interesting, and just makes you want to keep watching it. Holden Ford at the beginning for me felt kind of off, because this is like this new guy, and it's like, does he have the chops for this? What's going on? But as the series progressed, it was like, okay, this guy he's learning, he's gaining knowledge, he's applying, and it's just like, whoa, this guy is really taking everything seriously. Bill Tench, pretty chill. I enjoyed his character, just how he didn't believe what was going on until later on. He's just like, okay, I'm on board. And I love their chemistry. It's just very different, but they're trying to do the right thing. I also enjoyed how Shepard, the unit chief, sort of came out more in the latter half of the season. Gave the turn of events in terms of just making this unit become an actual thing. And then also we have the introduction of Anna Torv as Dr. Wendy Carr. Granted, I feel like she's less fleshed out than I would have wanted her to be. Granted, she did what she needed, but I felt kind of off to introduce her so late in the game. But granted, I don't know how historically accurate this season was, so I can't say anything about that. Maybe that's when they met her, and well, what can you do? Also, Hannah Gross as Debbie Mitford, just playing the girlfriend. I think she did what was needed, but granted, again, I sort of wish she had more scenes and less atypical romantic sort of arc. But beyond that, I enjoyed how they talked about the cases and she picked her brain, and it was enjoyable in terms of just having that sort of, that side of his life also portrayed. I like how Bill Tench's like wife and kids thing was throughout inconsistently introduced. Granted, again, I wish it was more fleshed out, but I think what was introduced was interesting, so I do look forward to what they're going to do with him in Season 2. I have no idea if Bill Tench and Ford are still partners in Season 2. I really hope so, because I love their chemistry and just the vibe they give off. Especially Holt McCallany playing Bill is just like this force that you don't mess with, and he's just this grunted vet and just super experienced. He knows what he's talking about, but as you see him learning about these new things, it's like cool stuff. So yeah, I mean, great. I love the pacing. There's a lot of talking, but it's just engaging talks. A lot of David Finch camera movements, which I always love and enjoy, because he is just awesome, and there's all the subtleties and the complexities and the details. Also, There's a cool tidbit. I found out that with the editing room, they had this new tech from Adobe where you can actually split scenes side by side, whereas if one take of one person is better than the other, you can take one take, and then the person in the background, their scene was better in take 2, you can take it from there and then put it together so you get the best take. So it's not even actually from a single take, but rather a lot of takes. And with Fincher filming, it's just like he takes a lot of takes, so you have a lot of things to choose from, and will probably be very cumbersome and just a lot of things to do in terms of editing, just to pick out the real one, like sort of your eye doctor, one better or two. But instead it's like within your 1A or 1B better, whoa, type of stuff. That's pretty cool stuff. Wonder if this tech's gonna go forward. I mean, Fincher has always been sort of like this tech guy, and yeah, it's pretty cool that he picked up this tech to just help editing and just finding the really great takes for everybody. So what else is there to say? I enjoyed how there was 3 killers throughout the season. Loved how they revisited them, rather it's not just a, oh, new killer of the day type of thing. Also, they dealt with actual cases that were happening. I really enjoyed that. Sort of grounded that this is just an ongoing thing and they're struggling with like the study versus helping the local cops. There's a lot of things going on and I really enjoy that. And it's just like, where is the focus? And it's just, oh, so many things are happening, and it really translated well to me as an audience. It's like, this is crucial, but what is even more crucial? Figuring out these killers and how they work, or saving future lives through the study, or saving future lives because there's a killer on the loose type of thing at the moment. So I really did enjoy that, and just all the stuff that's going on. So yeah, I really enjoyed the whole season. The other directors I don't know much of, but they really kept that vibe going. I didn't feel like anything was kind of off just because someone else was directing. Though episode 6 was half an hour long because it was really tied in with episode 5, so I do wish that that was a whole episode. But then again, I don't know what was the rationale behind that in terms of tying it so closely, or not connecting the second half of episode 6. Like, it could have been half an hour of connecting to episode 5, half an hour connected to episode 7. I don't know, but sort of interesting that like a lot of episodes were close to an hour, and then you have one episode just like 34 minutes or something like that. Interesting. So anyways, I enjoyed the crap out of this. Really loved it. Loved everybody. At first, there could be issues for some audiences, but hopefully you'll stick around and just really enjoy it, because it is great. When you finally see that moment where they're like, serial killer. Oh, that's like the moment. It's like crazy to think that in 1977, that's when serial killers was an actual thing. You would think that it's been a thing forever, but this terminology and all that stuff is relatively new within like 50 plus years. But yeah, anyways, enjoyed it. Watch it if you haven't. Check it out. David Fincher comes back and is great. And also just know this cast, just awesome. Anyways, praising the crap out of this. That is it for this final impression for Mindhunter Season 1. Later.